One. Hey, baby, it's Bonnie DeShong, and this is Bonnie's Eye and Friends. And you know, I love having great conversations with all of my wonderful friends. And one of my friends that we haven't had much time to really talk and get to know each other that much, but I still consider her my friend. And that is Miss Traci S. Campbell. And I am so proud of her. She is the founder of BeSpire TV, the new streaming channel on Roku. How are you, Tracy?
Bonnie, I am great, and thank you so much for having me on your awesome show. I finally made it. I finally made it, everybody.
I'm so happy. I am so happy. I'm fumbling around here with my phone, everybody. I'm letting you know because I need to turn it on silent because otherwise it will be ringing, and we don't need all of that right now, do we? But yes, I'm so excited to have you on the show because you have been doing such amazing things. I mean, when I first heard about you and everything, I'm going, well, how is she getting this done? And how is she getting that done? And how is she, creating Bebo and
Mhm.
and everything? So I want my listeners and viewers to introduce yourself to them. I want them to know who you are.
Oh, well, again, I count it a blessing. Thank you for having me. And I'm Traci S. Campbell, as Bonnie just said, founder, CEO of BeSpire TV, which is a brand new streaming network. And in addition to that, many years before BeSpire TV, I started as the founder of BIBO Foundation, which stands for Beauty In, Beauty Out. And that foundation does great work in helping disadvantaged women, especially young women, get on their feet through mentorship and support and so forth. We had an award show called the BIBO Awards for many years. We took it on the road and we had an amazing experience honoring women that are doing great things, but you never get to hear about them, Bonnie, in different cities throughout the U.S. We did that for 5 years in a row between Chicago, LA, Vegas, Atlanta. And we're hoping to bring that back in some way, shape, or form. But that's the nonprofit side of the house. BeSpire TV, again, a brand new streaming network comprised of several channels. So, Bonnie, we're trying to build something that everyone can tune into, find something that they can watch and appeals to them and they resonate with and enjoy. And our slogan is be informed, be entertained, and be inspired, because that's what we're aiming to do.
And I love that. And I love your motto there, your credo, because being informed is something that is so important and being informed in the correct way.
There you go.
So let's talk about how you even came up with the idea. I mean, you are a black female woman, I guess that is the same thing.
We got it. We got
You
it.
got it. But I mean, it's a streaming network.
Yes.
How did you come about with this?
I tell my team, Bonnie, and I gotta definitely give shout out, credit, hugs, love to the amazing people that work with me. I don't do all this by myself. I have an amazing team of people that just believe in what we do, the mission, and by extension, they believe in me, and I'm blessed and happy about that. But it really boiled down to a couple of things. It started with Bebo, Beauty In, Beauty Out, because I felt that women go through a lot, we do a lot, and a lot of times we don't get the recognition and that pat on the back that we need and deserve, but we keep going, we keep going. And we needed to take a time out and celebrate and honor some of these women. Well, later on, as time went on, I was blessed to have the opportunity to get into media and do media related projects. And I said, you know what's missing? We need something that is female led, minority led, but is something that doesn't put us in a box, Bonnie. Just because I am who I am, I look like how I look, doesn't mean that all of the content has to be pigeonholed and has to be only something that another black person can watch. It should
Mhm.
be something that everybody can watch and get something from. And I'm very passionate about that. That's kind of the overarching theme between our Bebo side of the house and BeSpire side of the house. And then the whole being informed. Bonnie, I'm a news junkie. I love watching court TV and the news. And yes, it's depressing everybody lately, I know, but I still can't help myself, Bonnie. I will sit there for hours and watch this stuff. And so I wanted something that was informative, but maybe not just the news that everybody hears about. Maybe it's news that you wouldn't normally get on ABC or NBC. Maybe
Mhm.
it's something that we can provide you that you won't get elsewhere. And then be inspired. Right now, I think more than ever, we need inspiration. We need encouragement. We need a place we can go and not feel preached to, but get faith filled and spirit filled in a positive way that everyone can relate to. So that's in my mind. And of course, a lot of our branding is be this or be that.
Mhm.
So it all kind of came together with BeSpire TV.
I like that. And how many different channels do you have on your streaming network?
hmm Well, right now we launched with 10. We are adding new channels on a very regular basis. We're actually adding two new channels next week, but right now we started out with 10 channels, an entertainment channel, a documentaries channel, sci-fi channel, cartoon channel, soul cinema channel for those of you that like, Foxy Brown and Black Caesar and all those that we got that too. And we're getting ready to add on the music channels where folks can come there. If they don't want to watch something, they can listen to something, have it playing in the background, and go about their day doing whatever they do. So we really want BeSpire TV to be a place where there's a little bit of something for everybody. And we launched with the first 10, Bonnie, and we have many more coming.
Well, I'm hoping that Jam 98 may be one of those music
You
channels.
know what? A little bird told me that it just might be, Bonnie.
Oh,
Just might
that's
be.
what I'm listening to. That's what I'm listening to. Did you get any pushback when you started doing this, going in this direction?
You know, I'm going to be very honest with you. I did not get a lot of pushback. And I think the reason for that, Bonnie, is that when you come into a conversation or a room and you know your stuff, you know what you're talking about, you have not only the passion, but you have the knowledge and the info to back it up. People take you seriously. And I tell all the interns and folks that work with me, your presentation isn't just what you physically look like. You need to have your act together. You need to have your research. You need to know what you're talking about. And people feel comfortable and they feel confident when you come across as credible. So I think that that kind of helped, kind of diffuse some of the pushback. But of course, Bonnie, yes, there were the naysayers. There were the folks that said, "Oh, that sounds great, whatever." "Oh yeah, 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 whatever." And when people do that, you just say, "Okay." And you just stop the conversation. You just do what it is that you purpose to do, because guess what? When they see it, it's a whole different ball game. So and I love that. I love that. So not pushback directly, Bonnie. But yes, there were some naysayers that needed to see something, and now they see it.
Well, everybody looks at you or listens to you, and you sound like, I'm together, I got it, don't worry about it, or whatever. But how did you get to this point?
Oh my goodness! Well, that's a whole long story. I'm going to try and give you the abridged version, the short version, Bonnie. But my story, and I give a lot of credit to my mother, who's no longer with us. But I grew up West Side Baltimore, which is akin to South Side or West Side Chicago. Single mom, struggling, a very unremarkable beginning, nothing special. But for whatever reason, I was a little bookworm. And my mother, who was not able to finish her education, she said, "Okay, I'm going to make sure that this little person gets what she needs that I wasn't able to get." So she sacrificed a lot to make sure I was able to do the things that she never got to do. And a lot of that included the education or the travel and all of that. But it was hard. It wasn't easy. And I worked full time, went to school full time, and took care of her. She ended up getting sick when I was young. So I
Mm.
ended up taking care of her. I was a young caregiver. So I understand that struggle. A lot of folks are caregivers now. Um, went through all of that. Had to go through all that corporate America, being a young black woman with all these older white established men, yeah, that whole grind. And I still deal with some of that with my corporate clients. So all of those things, Bonnie, I think made it fortifies you. It
Mhm.
fortifies you to continue to go forward, and you either sink or swim. And you choose which one you're going to do. But those were some of the things that I had to deal with, and I think a lot of people can relate to that.
And you have your radio TV personality, and you guys, she's very, very humble. I just want you to know that, because she hasn't brought up any of this, and she has all of the it's not like she just up and said, okay, I'm going to start a TV channel and this, that, and
I
the
wish
other.
it was that easy. I wish it was that easy.
But she's got the experience to
Mhm.
back it up. I mean, she knows the background of what it takes. And just like all of us, you know what you like to look at and listen to.
That's right. That's
So
right.
I know we're doing BeSpire TV,
Mhm.
but what is next? Because I know you're not just going to stop here. I know that in your mind something is going.
I'm already on to the next thing. That's right. Well, BeSpire TV, in my mind, is the biggest thing we've attempted to do next to the BIBO Awards and taking that on the road, which was bootstrapped initially, my husband and I. And I have to give a lot of love and consideration to him out there, because he's along with me on this crazy journey. And we did it out of pocket, and then eventually we got folks to support us. So next to the BIBO Awards, this is BeSpire TV is a huge undertaking. So we want to grow it and expand it and add all sorts of things that you don't get on other streaming networks and platforms right now. But in addition to that, we also have the B Zone with yours truly, Traci S. Campbell. That's our AM/FM radio show. Hopefully, you'll be able to catch it on Jam 98 too. I hope. Keep your fingers crossed, Bonnie. Keep your fingers crossed. But we want to
Toes,
grow that.
fingers, and everything. We're going to get it on Jam 98.
We want to grow that. We have a great time over there. A 2 hour, right now it's a 2 hour Saturday morning show. And I have some amazing young women that join me that are just incredible. And we talk about a lot of stuff, business stuff, relationship stuff, all of that. We want to grow that. We want a lot more people to be able to tune in and get something from that as well. So in my mind, Bonnie, that coupled with getting back to the nonprofit side of things where we started helping people, really helping people, that's what I think is on the horizon. And that's a lot right there. If we can do it all, that's a lot.
Well, with your nonprofit, what is it based around?
You know, um, when I was growing up, and yes, we struggled and all of the financial struggles that a lot of single parent households go through, everybody. Um, I was fortunate enough to have some pretty cool jobs as a teenager. And one of those jobs was doing print work. I'm short. I'm only 5'4". So, they couldn't put me on a runway anywhere, but they said, okay, you take a decent picture, we'll stick you there. And I was able to make some extra money doing that for 3 years. And you would think that I would have all this self-confidence and all this, oh wow, I'm being, photographed and seen in local ads and yada yada yada. But I was very insecure, very insecure. And when I look back on that, I took solace and confidence in my academics more than anything. And fast forward many, many years later, we're doing nonprofit work, and I'm hearing the same things over and over from women, beautiful women, young and older, beautiful women, but they are struggling with that lack of self confidence. And I could relate to that. And so for me personally, that's where Beauty In, Beauty Out, BIBO, came from,
Mhm.
because I wanted a platform where we can support each other, edify each other, hug, love on each other, and do it in a way that truly helps another individual, another human being. And women, especially, ladies, we don't always support each other. We're not always there for each other. We'll tear each other down first, and then, get to the friendship later if ever. So I wanted something that was really positive, Bonnie, and that really was a driving passion. Women that grew up like me in single parent homes and women that are currently single parents, that was a driving force. And then later we branched into all these other things, but we got to get back to our roots in 2023 and continue that nonprofit work.
I agree. We were having a conversation, some friends of mine, about the way women of color, and I'm saying women of color, treat other women of color.
Right.
Instead of the first thing that come out the mouth is, "Well, girl, what's wrong with that hair? Ooh, speaking of that hair," it's like, "Ooh, you
Exactly.
girl, ooh, I like that color, but them shoes just." I mean, it's not like you just, or
That's exactly what we do.
that's what we
Yep.
do. We come out with a compliment and a dig at the same time.
That's right.
And it's like, how can we turn that around? Because our strength is in our sisterhood
It is.
and being together
It
and
is.
lifting each other up.
And I hate to say it, you're absolutely right. And I hate to say it, but to be bluntly honest, other cultures, or the others, as I say, they got that. They understand that. They understand the importance of supporting each other. They will sacrifice together to get, their goal accomplished and all of that stuff. We don't do that. We just don't. And until we learn that, especially as ladies, until we learn that, we are not going to get much further. We're still struggling with things that we should, to be in my opinion, we should be over with, over and done with. We should be moved on to the next thing. But we're still struggling with those very things that you just mentioned, Bonnie, and that has to stop. At some point, it's
Right. The
got to stop.
crabs have got to come out the barrel.
Out the barrel, right? I'm from Baltimore. I know all about crabs and seafood. I've killed and hit many a crabs. And that, and you're right, we gotta stop with this crab in the barrel mentality and attitude. And that's unfortunately very prevalent in the Black community. I'm just gonna say the Black community because I was gonna say people of color, but our Indian brothers and sisters, our Latino brothers and sisters, I'm sorry to say, they do better than we do overall. And so hopefully we can do our little part to be part of the positive change and the right attitude going forward.
Well, I can't wait. I could talk to you all day. As a matter of fact, we're going to talk at another time where we can sit down
I
and
hope so.
really take good time. But we want to let everybody know where they can find BeSpire TV and what we can expect, and just give it all to them, where they can find you and everything.
Fantastic. And again, I thank you, Bonnie, for giving me the opportunity to do it. Everyone, BeSpire TV. Be informed, be entertained, be inspired. That's what we aim to do. And I think when you go there, you'll find all of that in one place. You can right now go over to Roku. For those of you that have Roku, just go over there and add the channel BeSpire TV. And it's as simple as that. You're going to be able to see all these different channels of content, on-demand content, and so much more that's coming in the next few weeks. Now, if you do not have Roku right now, in about 2 or 3 weeks, Bonnie, we're going to make it available on our website so that for those that don't have Roku, you can go over to BeSpire.tv, our website, BeSpire.tv, and check out some of the content that's on the channel. And in February, we're coming to Amazon Fire for those of you that have Amazon Fire Stick. And in later in 2023, we're going to be on Apple and Android TV. So we're trying to get there, Bonnie, to make it available to everybody, no matter what platform they happen to be on.
Girl, you are kicking butt and taking names. I love it. I love it.
We're trying.
Well, thank you for being on with me today, Traci S. Campbell. I got
Thank
Roku.
you.
I got all those other things that Fire Stick and all of those.
Mention. Okay, good. Well, you're all set. You're all set.
Everywhere. Thank you so much, Traci, and we'll be talking again soon.
Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you so much.